Today I'm going to be reading the chapter of Alice Wonderland for you, and our chapter is called, our first chapter, is Down the Rabbit Hole. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank and of having nothing to do. Once or twice she had peeked inside the book that her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations. And what's the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations? So she was considering in her own mind, as well as she could, for the hot day made her feel very sleepy and stupid, whether the pleasure of making a daisy chain would be worth the trouble of getting up and picking the daisies, when suddenly a white rabbit with pink eyes ran close by her. There was nothing very remarkable in that, nor did Alice think it was very much out of the way to hear the rabbit say to itself, oh dear, I shall be too late." When she thought of it afterwards, it occurred to her that she ought to have wondered about this, but at the time it all seemed quite natural. But when the rabbit actually took a watch out of its waistcoat pocket and looked at it and then hurried on, Alice started to her feet, for it flashed across her mind that she had never before seen a rabbit with either a waistcoat pocket or a watch to take it out of. And burning with curiosity, she ran across the field after it, and was just in time to see it pop down a large rabbit hole under the hedge. In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how she was going to get out again. The rabbit hole went straight on like a tunnel for some way, and then dipped suddenly, so suddenly that Alice had not a moment to think about stopping herself before she found herself falling down what seemed to be a very deep, dark well. Either the well was very deep, or she fell very slowly, for she had plenty of time as she went down to look about her and to wonder what was going to happen next. First, she tried to look down and make out what she was coming to, but it was too dark to see anything. Then she looked at the sides of the well and noticed that they were filled with cupboards and bookshelves. Here and there she saw maps and pictures hung upon hooks. She took down a jar from one of the shelves as she passed, and it was labelled Orange Marmalade, but to her great disappointment it was empty. She did not like to drop the jug for fear of killing someone underneath, so she managed to put it on one of the cupboards as she fell past. Well, thought Alice to herself, after such a fall as this, I shall think nothing of tumbling downstairs again. How brave they'll all think of me at home, when I wouldn't say anything about it, even if I fell off the top of the house, which was very likely true. Down, down, down. Would the fall never come to an end? I wondered how many miles I'd fallen this time, she said aloud. It must be getting somewhere near the centre of the earth. Let me see. That would be about 4,000 miles down, I think. For you see, Alice had learnt several things of this sort in her lessons in the schoolroom, and though this was not a very good opportunity for showing off her knowledge, as there was no one there to listen to her, still it was good to practice these things. Yes, that's about the right distance. And then I wonder what latitude and longitude I've got. Alice had not the slightest idea what latitude was, or longitude either, but she thought that they were nice grand words to say. Down, 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 there was nothing else to do, so Alice soon began talking again. Dina will miss me so much tonight, I should think. Dina was her cat. I hope you'll remember the saucer of milk and tea at tea time, Dina, my dear. I wish you were down here with me. There are no mice in the air, I'm afraid, but you might catch a bat, and that's quite like a mouse. But do cats eat bats, I wonder? And here Alice began to get rather sleepy and went on saying to herself, in the dreamy way, do cats eat bats? Do cats eat bats? And do bats eat cats? For you see, as she couldn't answer either question, it didn't matter much which way she put it. She felt like she was dozing off and had just begun to dream when she was walking hand in hand with Dina and saying to herself, Now Dina, tell me the truth. Did you ever eat a bat? When suddenly, plop, down she came upon a heap of sticks and dry leaves, and the fall was over.